BYG, I'm Isabella and I'm doing the devotional today. So for my Devo, I am going to give you guys what I hope is an encouraging thought and then 2 statements I want you guys to think about and a challenge at the very end. So my thought comes from John chapter 9 and verses 1 through 3. And here Jesus is walking along with his disciples, and as they're walking, they pass a man who was born blind. He's been blind since birth. And his disciples see him and ask him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" And I think behind this question, they're trying to figure out the why behind what the son is suffering. You know, did the son sin? Did the parents sin? Why was he born blind? And here Jesus said, neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. And John chapter 9 verse 3 is one of my favorite verses in the Bible because I think you can apply that same idea to a whole lot of other different aspects and situations you're going to face through life. And so whatever like the negative circumstances, and right now first one that comes to mind is the coronavirus, but the why it happened, like I think Jesus could say, don't focus on that isn't going to lead you anywhere. But I want you to know that no matter what you're going through, that the works of God have and can and forever will be displayed in whatever your circumstances are. So what I want you guys to remember and to realize is that whatever you're going through right now, maybe it's something small like being with your siblings all day long, or something more serious, that God can be glorified through whatever it is you're going through. And something I heard recently is that the coronavirus doesn't affect the power of God working inside of you and also inside of others. And so next, there is my statement, I guess. It's from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. And it says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil." And something else I heard from a different preacher, he said that this quarantine and the coronavirus, but also having the technology that we have, that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We've never been in this situation before, and I mean, we might be in it again, but we hope not. But I want to encourage you guys and also encourage myself that to make the most out of every opportunity that you have, to be aware of what you can do and don't focus on what you can't do, and to take advantage of what opportunities present themselves to you. And my second statement is from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3. And it says, "Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners." And here it's talking about Jesus. So consider Jesus who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And here I think of Christines and keeping our perspective on Jesus and the hope of heaven, and knowing that nobody can take that away from you. And also realizing that this world is temporary. The sickness, the death, all that is temporary. And to keep your hope in eternal salvation, so that you will not grow weary and burdened and depressed in this present life, because this world is not the end. We have, eternal joy waiting for us, and to realize that and not become depressed because of the current circumstances in the world right now. And now for my challenge. So this comes from Hebrews 13, verse 3. It says, "Continue to remember those in prison as if you were together with them in prison, and those who are mistreated as if you yourselves were suffering." So my challenge is for you guys to pray specifically and intentionally for other Christians and believers in other places who are suffering more than you are, who are being persecuted just because they are Christians and believe in God, and to pray for them as if you were in that situation. So prayer, sincere prayer, that you would want them to pray for you if you were living in fear of your life. It's a simple challenge. All of you guys can do it. So I hope that you take the time to do that. And so recap real fast is that God will be glorified regardless of what your current circumstances are, and to make the most out of every opportunity you have, and to keep your perspective on Jesus and not on this world. And challenge is to pray for people who are suffering as if you were suffering with them. So I hope you think about it, what I said, and thank you for watching my Devo, and I hope to see you guys soon.